Test, test. We are back with another week. Episode 20 of the live TV placement beat critique. If you're new here, all you got to do is go to the description, join the Discord community, send your track in, and I will review it, and I will let you know if your song would or would not work for TV and why or why not. If you're just making tracks too as well that you just want critiques on, you can send them as well. But mostly my focus is to tell you why or why not your beat would fit or would not fit for TV placements. That being said, let's load up the YouTube channel on my phone. That way I can hear you guys, or I can hear the music that you guys are sending. And we're going to get right back into this. Week 20th episode, man. It's been a journey so far. You guys been sending in that heat. And I'm excited to see what we got this week. We got a couple submissions already this week. Been a crazy busy week. Just been all over the place. But we're going to get at it. Let's pull it up on the phone first. Boom. Make sure the sound works. What's good, Focal Point? Focal, yours is actually the first track because you sent your revision for the notes that I sent you last week. So last week, Focal sent in a track. I gave him a couple of notes. And then he went in pretty much immediately, made the revisions. So you got a new one as well. And let's go ahead and listen to the one that you worked on. All right. Nice. The section is not as busy as last time. I think right there too, Focal, you could pretty much end it right there with the sting. I mean, actually, no, it's fine. Nice. Yeah, that B section is way better. I remember before you switched it up a lot, and I like that you kept it on the same type of beat, but you just switched up the bass line a little bit. So this is way better. I would submit that in. I would also maybe turn down some of the sound effects that you got there, like the sound effects and then the crack, like the little cymbals that you have. I think they're like little open hat cymbals or crash cymbals. I would turn those down. What's good, Keswick? What's good, Brizzy? And what's good, Michaelton? Let's go ahead and play the next one. We got the homie King Sam Osa.
Yeah, like, oh, real man should. Baby, I do no wrong. Didn't say I would get it right from the start. Let me treat you right, and I know not to fall apart. Cause when I'm with you, feeling like the fun will never stop. Getting in my bands, I'll buy you anything I can. Gucci, Nike, Louis V, I'll buy you everything. Make sure you don't break my heart. Yeah, like, oh, real man should.
That's dope. I like that one. I feel like that would get placed for sure. You said checking in. I got beats to send in today. All right, I got no beats to send in today, but too busy sending stems. Yeah, man, stems is such a long process, man. But still here listening. I appreciate you, brother. No problem. Marlon and my man's got Juicy over there. All right, next up we got Alan. Alan's been turning in tracks and getting better by the week, so I'm excited to hear these tracks. This is dope. Like change it to almost a drill beat. Yeah, it's old school mixed with new, like Rizzy said. I agree with that. Man, this is Alan. You're getting better and better by the week. I really like this one. I remember the first week that you submitted, you were submitting like sound effects and stuff like that, and the way that you strayed away from that and went straight to like your own sound and it's consistent. You have like that old school boom bap feel, but it also has like a current vibe to it. You got to double down on that. I think I told you last time to make an album of that type of track. So I definitely think you should just put together 10 or 12 of those tracks that you've already made in this style and then send it in. This next one's by Alan too as well. It's called Chinatown. And after that we got Michaelton. Okay. This one's dope too, Alan. I would suggest, now you can send this in already as it is, but if you're submitting this for TV placements, make sure that you bounce off a stem that is, and the stem would say less drums. So you just take out some of those drums like that triangle and then like that, it's like this little hit that you have that's like that, I don't know, like if it's percussion or a hit or whatever. Just make sure you include a stem that says less drums. That way it's less busy and has more room for dialogue. I think you're fine what you have here. It's not too crazy. It's not like there's a lot where I can't really listen to what's going on. But to increase the amount of placements that you get, make sure you include that less drum stem. I always, like not always, but if I have like trap drums or something, I usually include less drums because when I take out that trap element, it makes it feel like more of an underscore and leaves more room for dialogue. So that's just a tip. You don't have to do it, but I suggest doing it. Next up, we got Michaelton. He said, here's my first of many ambient meditation records. I'm feeling this would be good on nature documentaries and stuff. Do you know anything about that sector of sync? A little bit. So I did some meditation tracks for, I think it was like a yoga scene on one. And then I think some stuff for Discovery, I'm pretty sure. And you would just have to make I would make an album and submit it to a library and make sure that library doesn't have these tracks already, because usually when they're getting those type of records, they don't need a ton of them, like maybe 30 to 40 or 50 in their library, usually, depending on the show. I mean, it really depends on the show too as well, but let's go ahead and listen to what you have here, and I can tell you what direction to go in. Do they actually ever use your stem, says Brizzy? Yes, that's a good question. When you're submitting tracks for TV placements, the more stems, the better. They don't need to go crazy, but I usually like to include 5 to 6 stems, and the reason why is because say you have a full track, right? And they use your full track, but they realize, okay, this lead violin is going too crazy. I need to just use this without the lead violin. I still like the track, but that lead violin needs to go. They will use that track with the lead violin, and you still get played just as much as you would as a full mix. Or to say that you had a dope track with drums, right? And they're like, you know what? I don't need too much in this scene. I just need the drums of this track. Let me go ahead and use the drum stem and place it here. And you get that placement, and you get paid the same exact amount. It doesn't vary depending on the type of stem. All stems pay the same, and stems are very important. Like they will use part of your track. use a different part of your track by using a stem, and then they'll use that same original track again. You'll see that a lot too with like vocals and instrumentals. So if they have like a vocal scene, they'll put the vocal on there, or they have the scene with the vocal in it, they'll have the vocal in there, and then they'll put the instrumental in there for a little bit. That way, like, there's room for dialogue, and then they'll bring the vocal back into in the scene. That's a good way to think about it too as well. So there's a lot of variations where they use stems. Stems are used all the time. Every single episode, there's going to be at least one stem that's used. I guarantee it. That was a good question. What's good, Lazy Eye? Welcome, brother. You said there's a slow build on this. Feel free to skip through halfway. I'll listen to it and let you know. This is called Digital Nap, or in a playlist called Digital Nap. I like that name. Oop, I didn't even mean to do that. I'm going to turn the volume up. Yeah, Michaelton. This stuff gets placed all the time. I can hear them talking about space. No problem, Brizzy. That was a good question. You're releasing a digital nap every month. I like that. You should put this on Spotify too. I feel like this will fit really well on Spotify. Yeah, it is definitely relaxing. Nice textures. I feel like this would fit really well in like documentaries too. I would go after the libraries that make a lot of documentaries, especially like BBC and stuff like that. All right, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit here to hear how this changes. Yeah, I think that will get used a lot. I mean, it has nice textures. You hear different things going in the background. I really like that like faint bell noise that you have in the background. It's like almost like prickly. I don't know how to explain it. It sounds like it's prickly, but I feel like this would be good for like documentaries. I'm sure you already been submitting for placements too already, Michaelton. But stuff like documentaries, anything that's just having a lot of room for dialogue, and they're showing anything that's more atmospheric. Definitely meditation vibes as well, like Lazy said. The homie Donla said, quick question. Should I have a large library of music before submitting to libraries, or just enough for consideration? If you're submitting first to get accepted, you only need like 2 or 3 tracks, maybe 3 to 5 the most. But if you're starting to submit for placements, it's good to have albums, but you don't necessarily need them. When I first started, I didn't send out albums. I started sending albums after, when I got accepted to other libraries. But it's just better when you have, like, if you're getting placed right and you have a whole catalog of like 10 tracks. That way, if they hear one track they like, you're more susceptible of getting placed multiple times, because you have different tracks that sound like that track you submitted in for a placement. So it's really up to you. It depends on the library as well. Some libraries require you to send in albums. Some of them are just more on the contact basis, where they hit you up saying, hey, we need tracks in this vibe. We need some comedic tracks in this vibe. Can you make 2 to 3 tracks, or can you make as many as you like? It really depends, but you don't necessarily need to. But it's good to have just the arsenal ready. Just to have that arsenal ready. For sure, Michaelton. Thanks for sending it in. I like how your tracks are always different. I think you sent us that Christmas one before, right? Keep it up. Next up, we got the homie Marlon, aka Focal Point Pro, with another one called "You Can't Stop Me." Okay. Nice B section here. I'm gonna fast forward to your sting. I'm playing like a minute to a minute and a half of each track. All right, Marlon, this is a good one. I think this will get placed. I feel like the sounds are a little bit dated, just the horn and the snare that you used. But I still think this will get placed. I mean, I like to keep my tracks more fresh because it has longevity, but at the same time, tracks like these definitely have a home. It does have like a reality TV feel, and it has like a almost like a drama or an activity underscore type of track. When I say activity, it means like they're doing something active. Like let's say let's just say they're doing like we're watching a show and they're doing like just shooting hoops or something, right? Or playing basketball or doing dribbling drills or something like that. This is the type of track that would fit under there. It also would fit in like, NBA highlights or, sports highlights. That has a good home for it. I really like the sting and the B section that you have here, but I would just be careful with keeping your sounds current. Not saying that you need to change it because it's not bad. It sounds good and it will definitely find a home, but just be weary of that when you're making more tracks like in this style to keep it current and fresh. Any ideas where to submit avant-garde music and beats? What is avant-garde? Oh, avant-garde, isn't he a producer? Avant-garde music and beats. I don't know what that means. What you mean by that? Did I say something wrong? No, I saw your message got deleted, Quad. I don't know what it said though. It just said message deleted. Marlon said, right, I was going for a sports theme. Yeah, that definitely fits that vibe. I think that fits it. Next up, we got the homie Chucho. And shout out to Chucho for getting the job. He just applied for a new job. He just got it. That way he can work part-time or I think full-time maybe and do his music on the same time. Chucho's been turning in music consistently. Really love to see his work ethic. And congrats on the new job, homie. Experimental. Depends on the experimental. It depends on what type of experimental, what kind of what kind of shows or projects you're trying to work on, really. Like when you say experimental, are your tracks experimental? And if so, what kind of shows or projects would you want your experimental tracks to fit on? Like, give me an example of some shows or some networks that you think will fit well on. That's fire, Chucho. I like that beat a lot. That's a dope beat. I'm gonna play this next one you have here. And that flute is crazy on that track. Listen, Chucho. dope on Chucho. I feel like that would be good for drama. The intro is too long though. If you do submit it for TV placements, I feel like that was like a 30-second intro, right? Is it Chucho? That was a 24-second intro. I would definitely cut that in half, or even more if you can, for a TV placement. But this is a dope drama track. The drums go crazy. They're a little bit too busy for TV too as well. Like I would cut back a little bit, but this is a Pyrex type beat, so I'm sure you just made it for an artist. But overall, that's a dope track that has a lot of good energy to it. The homie August works at Sci-Fi Network, maybe. All right, so I don't really know too much about sci-fi music libraries, but what you can do is go to IMDb or get an IMDb Pro account and look up these libraries that are making music for these networks that you want to work on. So if you say you find a specific show on Sci-Fi Network, I would see, okay, let's Google the production company of, let's say it's just, let's just say it's Rugrats, right? Let's just say it's Rugrats. So you go to Google and you're like, all right, let's look up production company for Rugrats. You find out who it is. It's, let's say, Fly on the Wall Entertainment. You figure out who's submitting music for for that production company, which library is working with that production company, and then try to get in either with that library or with the music supervisor. You could do either route. It's kind of harder to get in the music supervisor route, but it's not impossible, and it's a lot easier to get placed. I feel like when you're working with the library, but like I said, it really depends. But I don't have any personal experience working with too many sci-fi networks. I don't even know if I have a sci-fi placement. So if you have experimental tracks, definitely create an album of it. Have a home for like 10 tracks, or have a album for it of 10 tracks, and then find a home for it. And just by doing your research, I have a video too on my page of how to find music libraries. I drop all these different ways that you can find music libraries on like LinkedIn, IMDb, using TuneFind. Which TuneFind, if you go to tunefind.com and you search in your favorite TV show, you can usually, I think almost majority of them, you're going to be able to find them. Music supervisor, it's going to be listed on there. So if you type in "Are You the One" on there, or Big Brother or something like that, on tunefind.com, you'll be able to see, okay, this is the composer for the track, these are the people who worked on the show, and this is the music supervisor for the show. So hopefully that helps. The homie Donald says, I just sent one in. I got your track on the bottom here, I believe. Smooth Beats said that was fire. Shout out to Smooth Beats. This is his first time, I think, submitting. Excited to hear your track for the first time, homie. Next up, we got the homie Ronnie. Goes crazy. That's dope, Ronnie. I don't even know what language is that. I don't even know if I could pick up what language that was. But you had a dope voice and a dope melody to the track. Let me know. I'm interested. Next up, we got the homie Smooth Beats submitting for the first time. He said, "Hey, XcaliberZero, it's Smooth Beats. I emailed you last night. Can you let me know if this is good for TV? I have an aggressive trap sound, and I think it would be good for sports TV." Okay, let's listen to it. And Smooth Beats, I'm going to give you critiques based off like if this track was submitted for a TV placement. So I know this is made for a Tekashi type beat for an artist, but I'll let you know what you can do to change it to turn it into a TV placement. You can turn your type beats into TV placements. The type beats that you have, just take these notes, turn them into TV placements. All right, Smooth Beats, that's dope. I feel like that would definitely work in the context you're saying, like sports TV. I feel like I could hear that in Ball is Life, anything with highlights. This also has like a high drama feel, which means like anything that's confrontational in a TV show when they're arguing or something, or where they're fighting, or when there's a disagreement between two cast audiences or two cast members. This track would fit really well for that. It has like a high drama feel to it. It's not too aggressive. You said you have more of an aggressive sound. I feel like it's not too aggressive. It fits just right. Definitely can hear that in TV. There's a couple of notes that I would give if I would submit this for a TV placement. Let me go ahead and look at this. I think the intro is fine because your intro comes in already with drums and stuff like that. That's fine. I usually like to say keep your intros between 8 seconds long, but like I said, this comes in with drums already, so already has like that pace to it. The B section here, your verse section, where your verse is, and you switch up the high piano to the low piano, I would take out the piano and just let the like chords that you have in the background, like the pads or the synth that you have in the background, ride out for the verse section. I usually call that the B section for TV placements, but for the verse section, I would just let it be the pads. Like right here, it's fine to come back in, but earlier, that low piano, I would take it out. That's just for TV placements. The reason why you do that is because in that B section or that verse section there is where majority of your dialogue is going to be for the TV show. So when they're talking over it, that's going to leave more room for them to be able to have dialogue over it, and be able to talk over that section. And when you do that, it increases the length of your TV placement, which means you get a higher percentage of your royalty. Or not higher percentage of your royalty, you get more money from the placement. The higher the duration, the more money you're going to get for your placement. Everything else was dope. What I really like that you did on this, and I would want to see this in the intro too as well, is that reverse tubular bell that you did. Like when you brought the beat back in, it was like, I would bring that in the beginning because that would sound fire to start the beat off with that. Like right when your beat's about to drop, I would bring that in. Right here. It would just sound really dope, have more impact. That track is fire. I feel like it would work. Good work there to the homie Smooth Beats. D Breezy said light drama. I feel like that would be heavy drama too. It could be light drama, but I feel like it has a heavy drama vibe to it. Next up, we got the homie Keswick. The beat's called Segan. Segan? Let's see.
Keswick.
Oh my goodness. Smooth Beats for sure. Like that track is fire regardless. And you said that I never thought about using my tracks for drama. Trap beats are usually drama beats. If you make a trap beat, it's usually drama. Yo, Keswick, stop playing, bro. What the hell? This is fire. I can't even hit pause right here. There's so many different interesting elements, but I want to get through all these tracks to make sure everybody has a chance. I put like 2 minutes of that. But that everything, there's like a lot of variations. Kept my interest the entire time. I still want to play it, so I might have to come back to that. But really dope track. I feel like that would work in a lot of different contexts, especially anything that's like more industrial. If you have like an industrial show or like futuristic show, that has like a really good like just a cinematic score to it. It has like a mixture of hip hop with cinematic, like industrial futuristic style to it. That's a really dope track. What up, Cam Lack? He said, Donla says Matrix streetwalking scene. Yeah, that track is for TV, or I feel like that would fit for like a low budget film too. Next up, we got Nick Flow. He said, love your samples. Oh shit, looks like he used some of my loops. Let's see. Yep. This is dope. I like the way you flip the loop. I think that the 808 though is out of key. Not out of key. Like there's a couple of notes that are misplaced. It's not in key with the actual track. Yeah, I feel like some of the notes of the 808 is a little bit wrong, but the drums are really nice. You have nice percussion here. The hi-hats are clean. That rim shot's really nice. That's a dope flip that you did to it though. I like everything about that, except that 808 I think might be a couple of notes wrong. Let's listen to the next one. August Rook said, heads up, I'm at work and this building is doing the most to my phone signal while sending. No problem, man. If you have trouble sending and want to send it on email, just let me know if that's easier, if it's easier to submit. Nice structure here too. I think the same thing with this one though. The 808's out of key a little bit, or a couple notes are wrong. Drums are really dope. Percussion sick. That reverse effect that you did too is dope. Let me listen to the sting. Nice. Good sting at the end. Yeah, I feel like you could turn that in for a replacement. Just fix the 808s. I mean, to be honest though, you can't really hear 808s on TV, and I feel like most people who are listening to, like the editors and the music coordinators and the music supervisors who are listening to these tracks for replacements can't really tell. So you could get away with it, but that's just personal preference. Next up, we got Smooth Baby again. This one says, here's my most popular beat ever with over 1 million views on YouTube. Let me know if this can be placed as well. Damn, that's dope. Yeah, I think that would get placed. That's a really good track, bro. That's a good drama track. Same thing. Like that has like I said earlier, trap beats have like a drama feel to them. Anything that feels confrontational, where it feels like there's an argument going on, and anything that's like a disagreement. This is a really good high energy trap, drama track, and the intro is super clean, man. Like your intro would get you placed alone because a lot of editors like cutting up the track or cutting up the scene, right? The visual scene. They like cutting up the visuals to the beat, and this beat has a perfect like intro cut with like perfect intro. Yeah, that would definitely get used 100%. If I were you, what I would do right now is start making an album of 10 tracks, the same style. These Tekashi type beats that you're making, like that aggressive trap beat that you're making, make an album of 10 to 12 tracks, submit them to a library, try to get accepted to some libraries. We have a lot of them in our SIG licensing community tab in the Discord, and figure out some of these libraries that you can fit well with, start submitting to them and getting your albums placed, because these tracks get placed all the time and you have a really good sound for it. So dope work. Next up, we got the homie Drewlor Beats. What's up, Drewlor? Welcome back, brother. Rotree said low-key could see Herbo on this. I agree. Is it me, or do TV placement beats sound more like album worthy the most tracks are chosen for albums? That beat is dope. Honestly, this is the common misconception. People think that TV beats are supposed to be cheesy or supposed to be like corny, right? So they'll submit to TV placements and they'll dumb their sound down just because they hear something on TV that sounds corny. And that's the common misconception. People who are making tracks on like Survivor and stuff, who have like the orchestral sound, are trying to make trap tracks, which makes it sound corny, which makes it, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm doing these TV placement critiques. This is why I'm preaching on getting producers on TV placements, because producers think that you need to dumb down your sound. That's not true. You need to be replacing these orchestral producers or EDM producers, whoever, who are trying to make hip hop. And same thing, vice versa. If you're an EDM producer and you're and you see other like orchestral composers making EDM and it doesn't sound up to par, it sounds almost corny or outdated, this is where you come in. You replace these people. Your sound is going to be the replacement for these people. This is why I'm here, because like so many producers can take advantage of it. This dude Smooth Beats is making a fire ass track. He's getting 1 million views on YouTube. He can basically take the drums and then remake another melody on the same drums, turn it in for a TV placement. He has a track now that's making moves as far as beat leasing, and now he has a track that's making moves as far as TV placement. He's doubling his income easily just by doing something like that. So that's why I'm here, man. Like, you guys can definitely get your music on TV, like, for sure. That's why I'm here trying to help y'all. Brizzy said I do that sometimes. It happens, man. I did that too. It took me like a year to get my first placement because I thought I had to dumb down my sound. I was arrogant. I was like, oh, beats for TV are supposed to be cheesy. They're supposed to be corny. And I was wrong, man. Like, I was working with people who were working with like Lecrae, Chris Brown, Sean Kingston, Pia Mia, and I would hear their music and they were sending it for TV, and it would be a hit. It would be a track that easily could be on radio, easily, no doubt about it. And I'm like, damn, I need to stop playing around. All right, next up we got the homie Drew the Beats. I feel like I heard this. I remember you submitted this before, Drewler. All right, Driller, this is dope. 2 things I would do to just change this, and this is just personal taste. I don't even think you necessarily need to do this because I still feel like it's a dope track regardless. I would take out those vocal chants, the because it's a little bit outdated. And then another thing I would do is I would add Camel Crusher. I explained this last week on stream too as well. Add Camel Crusher to your 808 and then put on the British Clean preset, because it's going to give your 808 a little bit more attack, and I feel like that's what it's missing. It feels like a kick should be there, but I think that your 808 has enough weight to it that it can still carry as an 808. So if you add that British Clean preset by Camel Crusher, which is for free, you will get a lot more attack on it. It gives it like a saturation feel to it and gives it a lot more bite, so it'll stick through the mix more. Those are the only 2 notes I have on it. I like your switch ups. Your synths are dope. Melody's really dope. It's a dope track. Next up, we got the homie Quad X back with another one, aka the Travis Scott producer. He been making these dope ass Travis Scott tracks. Black Taurus said Travis Scott vibes. I agree. That is definitely a Travis Scott type beat. If you hear Travis Scott, or if you hear Quad X, you're gonna hear that too as well. He's a good Travis Scott type.
Quad X. Quad X.
Yo, who's listening to this with headphones on right now? His hi-hats and his synths are like panning left to right. Sounds crazy. It sounds like American Horror Story. Quad X, that's one of my favorite ones you submitted, and I remember I think you said you've been only making beats for a year, right? Which is crazy, bro. He's been making beats for a year. I think he said every day for a year straight, which is crazy. That beat is hard. I really like that beat. I think you could submit that for TV placements too as well, or to cut the intro down. I just did a Halloween track this week for Project Runway. They needed Halloween like hip hop trap beats, but they had like more of like, it wasn't like dark, super dark like this, but this would fit really well for a dark like horror scene or suspense. Really good for suspense or thrill. Anything that's gonna make you feel like, you know, jump out your motherfucking seat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a hard track. That's probably my favorite track you submitted. Really like the effects you use. The panning is really dope. You have like these little sound effects in the background that complement each other really well. That's a really dope track. Actually, you're getting the fire emoji for that one. We're giving my man the fire emoji for that one. The Scoop, aka Beats by a Legend, more view TV placement version. This dude makes proper movie music. I agree. More Denzel than Travis. I can hear Travis Scott on that too, though. What's good, Marquette? Come back. Can you still submit Noisy Neighbors? Yes, you can. Go ahead and submit it. Whatever you want. We're still in here. This was loud. Yeah, I can't even turn this down on here. is a dope track. I think that this would fit well for TV for sure. The intro now. You could cut the intro down for sure to help you get it placed on TV. And then one thing you really need to do is the mix, man. And I know it's hard because this is a big track and it has a lot of different elements. Has that like that live drum feel, has really big strings. It's really loud and open. But I think that the mix is really, really muddy and it's going to hurt your chances of getting placed. So I would clean up on the mix a little bit. What I would start doing is just put everything in the channel mixer, turn everything down, and start going with volume first. So the loudest thing you should be hearing is your kick. So I would turn the kick up, and then just work from there. Start building up, and then after you get all your volume right, I would start working on panning to get everything in its own stereo field. Keep your kick in your 808 center. Your brass, keep it open. Pan to either right or left, and just get your volume and your panning right. That's really gonna help. And then from there, I would start EQing. So those horns and the strings, start taking a low shelf and taking out some of that low frequency so it's not competing with your bass, because your bass is so loud that it's fighting for volume. That's why it sounds like really loud and a little bit distorted. And then just work from there, man. I think that the mix right now will really help this track. This track is dope. The melodies of it is dope. Your drum set is dope. Your drum fills with the toms is really sick. I like them. But I think that if you fix this mix, is really going to help you out a lot. The melody's there, though. Like, I really like the melody of that track and the feel of that track. It reminds me of that old like R&B song. What you gonna be? That song. I don't know what it's called, but I just know that's what it says. Adil said needs a little side chaining to get that kick to come up a little bit. Yeah, I think it does. I need something to get that just to more room. There's too many sounds fighting for each other. That's why it sounds so loud. Next up, we got the homie Chucho back with another one.
Daniel Taylor.
In Vogue, yeah, you're right. It might be that. Oh. Bro, Chucho got a flute in every beat, bro. I feel like he's just in the background, like just killing it. His flutes are crazy. This bounce on this beat is fire, and that synth in the background. That beat is fire, Chucho. That's clean. I just saw a comment that I wanted to make sure. Black Taurus said, "Can slower trap soul beats get placements?" Yes, they can, but it's gonna fit in a specific style scene. So it's gonna kind of keep you on one lane, which is going to be like that slow R&B reflective type of feel. They'll fit really well for like romance scenes in TV shows, which there's romance in reality TV shows, like especially competition reality. Think about like Are You the One, or what's that show right now that I'm watching? Love Island is really good. That it's going to have a certain romance feel to it, or like a slow, like reflective feel to it. So yes, they do work, but in certain contexts, and some libraries don't even like getting too many R&B tracks, but I still feel like a lot of R&B tracks have homes, so you could definitely get those trap soul type beats placed. Yeah, Black Taurus said this is disgusting. 808's going crazy. The 808's going super crazy. Yeah, Chucho, you going wild, bro. You going wild. Every week you turn in something new, and it's hard. You said, do I watch Love Island? Yeah, everyone in the UK watches that. Yeah, I used to watch the UK version first, and now I watch the US version. It's my first season watching the US version. I've been watching it with my girl, and my mom watches it too. And it's fire, honestly. It's kind of fire. I'm not going to lie. I watch it. Next up, we got the homie Stepdad Gary, Mouse Rap fan. Rewind this and smoke it.
Rewind this and just smoke too. Rewind this and just smoke too.
Yeah, this is an American version now. They're only on season 3. But the UK version is better.
Rewind this and just smoke too.
Same thing, though.
Rewind this and just smoke too. Rewind
I vibe with this. It's pretty chill. Has a good feel to it, like a good vibe. I don't know if it'll fit for TV. It's just because you have the vocals on it. And I'm sure you didn't make it for that, but it has a dope vibe to it. I just want that kick to hit a little bit harder because that snare is hitting now. It's like a nice punchy snare, but that kick, I don't know if it's buried in the 808 or just the 808 has a lot of attack, but I feel like the kick would add more punch to it. But it's still dope. That's just my personal preference. Remind this and just smoke to it. Except we got the homie Botry. Played the guitars and pianos on this one. Okay.
This is an artist's concept of what it's like to be under a psychedelic drug.
Okay. It's real chill. I agree, Brizzy. I can hear Young Thug on this. Chris Brown. Roddy Rich, I can hear that too. That's real dope, Botry. I really like this one a lot. You went crazy on that guitar. Really melodic, nice and mellow. 808s are hitting hard. I feel like the 808s might be a little bit too loud, but overall the track is fire. I can hear that on TV too as well. It'll be reflective, so something that feels more chill, more laid back. If they're showing like a montage of the ocean or something like that, they're chilling by the beach. This is a really good track for it. And it has a lot of room for dialogue, which is really good. So I think this track would fit really well for just a scene where they're just chilling on the beach, they're having a date or something like that, and they're just talking about, you know, just what they talk about, that romantic stuff. So I think that's a dope beat. Good shit, Botry. That one's hard. Next up, we got the homie Cam Lack. This is a demo version, he said. I love this snare. Nice switch up. Come Luck, that's dope. I like this one. Very chill vibes. I like that switch up you have there. I do want to hear a bass in this though, like earlier in the beat. I feel like a dope bass would be really good here. You have a really nice clean kick and snare here. Really, really good. That matches that pad really well. So it sounds really nice sonically. I know it's just a demo version, but I'm excited to hear this finalized version. I think a bass would sound really nice here before you get into that switch up section that turns more electronic. That's a dope track. Next up, we got the homie Chucho with another one. Chucho, are you just sitting here making the beats, listening to the stream, and just submitting them? Because I swear every time I'm like on the stream, you have like 30 beats that you're turning in. and they're all new. Master, I said I'll send another one that's more placement type stuff. All right, sounds good. Johnny Carr hit us with the dab. Okay.
Daniel Taylor.
Yeah, it does need a master too, but he said it's a demo version, so I figured that he's probably waiting for that. Is it Chucho? Yo, 808 Chucho in the building. I see you, Chucho, with the 808s going crazy. August Rookie said, not sure where to submit. Just made a collab track. Hope y'all enjoy. All you got to do is drag the track on here in the message. So if you just drag the track or if you hit the little plus icon, you can upload a file. I'm not sure how to do it on the phone, though. I'm looking from the PC, so it may be different on the phone. But it's like a little plus sign or something like that you can just upload your file to. Next up, what's good, Noisy Neighbors? Next up, we got the homie Smooth Beats back with another one. This is a Roddy Ricch, Travis Scott type beat called OK. Whoa, buffering. Okay, that's just killing the vibe right now.
Ecstasy, bitch.
Ecstasy, bitch.
Smooth, baby.
Ecstasy, bitch.
Donla, you said this is dope. Smooth Beats. This is another good one that's like a trap drama vibe. I feel like this would fit the same context that I told you before. Like montage, like Baller's Life would be dope. Just imagine like those Baller's Life mixtape highlights and stuff like that. This would be a dope track for that. The homie Donla said, do you offer a mixing course or do you have any recommendations? Really want to fix this problem, LOL. I don't have a mixing course, but I do have a whole YouTube video on my page, on this page actually, where I mix a track from start to finish. I show them the whole process, and it should really help you out. I pretty much explain what I just explained to you about having the levels and then the panning, and then from there I go to my like depth, so I use like reverbs or delays or stereo enhancers, all that type of stuff, EQs. So yeah, that one's called like how to mix your beats for TV placements, and that one goes step by step. That should help. But yeah, you have the sound there for sure. Nice one by Smooth Beats. That's really hard. I like that track a lot. Next up, we got the homie Mouse Rap back with another one. This one is made to be hold music. a boom bap style. I'm excited to hear this one. I like boom bap.
All representatives are either on another call or unavailable to answer your call.
Okay.
Your call is important to us. It's a smooth operator type beat for sure. If you are calling in reference to a job ad, please leave your name and telephone and we will return your call shortly. Thanks and have a wonderful day.
That's fire. I like that a lot. Guys, we say sound collection is dope. Is that a sound collection's sample? Regardless, that's a really dope vibe. The drums, I really like the drums a lot. And that 808, like the way that your 808 sounds modern, and then your drums have the boom bap feel, perfect blend. Perfect. I got a message here. Let me see what the homie Rex said. Okay, he just waved. All right, Rex, hello. I'll hit you with the accept on the friend request. Let's get back to it. All right, next up we got... Twitter, lyrics and vocals. Only lyrics and vocals are mine. All right, Rex, give me a link that's on Twitter. I can't even play it. Let's go. Oh, it's embedded? Are you trying to embed this? Let me see if I can. I think I got it. All right, Rex, let's see what you got. Bronze, you have Nipsey Hussle if you are mine. I don't know if I checked that one.
It was a YG.
Full Sail. I see you with the Full Sail in the background.
YG.
So you guys can't really see this, but for context, it's like him with a camera, and he has a beat playing on the phone.
Came up on the block packing 2 Glocks. I don't fuck around, I hit my shots. Your car on the blocks, fuck that shit. Block you. Pull up on the G, I'll take your bitch with me. 10 years down the road, I'm the one with the crown. I roll in my G, way the fucking wrong G. Don't fuck with me, I run this whole town. Fuck with me, I take the YG.
This one sounds like more like a freestyle. I want to hear an actual track. If you're coming here, I want to make sure you're making an actual track, Rex. So if you record that and resend it, I want to hear it. But I feel like there's no real structure to it. It sounds like you're literally just freestyling. So let me hear one that you submitted that's an actual track. But I gotta say shout out to Full Sail. You got the Full Sail in the background. I see you. Let's get it. The next one pop, and we got Keswick. This one's called Venus. Damn. No worries, Rex. Keep it going, bro. No worries.
Keswick.
Keswick, what are you on, bro? What the hell was that? That was crazy. I felt like I was getting abducted by aliens or something, bro. Oh my goodness. Honestly, Keswick, I think that like your tracks and what I would do if I were you is start looking into and try to be an early adapter to this, because it's still really early, on augmented reality or spatial reality or like virtual reality. This would be perfect for like a video game that's virtual reality and you're going down some abducted alien mission and you're trying to destroy all these damn aliens or something. Like I hear that on that like type of vibe, or this would be good for like a trailer or a scripted series too as well. But this just feels futuristic, like on another level. The sounds you used were crazy. Those 808s, the snares, the fills that drop, everything. My goodness, that joint was crazy. That joint was crazy. That's getting the fire emoji, bro. That was crazy, bro. What the hell was that? Next up, we got the homie Noisy Neighbors. I just started into TV and film because of you and Clint. Keep grinding. Still got to send you my preset pack for the sheet. Send it over, bro. I had to make a preset. I had to make a machine. Like a little project file next week for Native Instruments. So please send it over. I would love to hear it. And I remember you sending that DM, and I appreciate you, real. I have nothing but respect for Anthony. He's really dope. I really like the messages that he gives. And before I even got into like teaching about sync licensing, I was working for a music library, and I came across Anthony's page, and everything that he drops is straight facts. Like he is really knowledgeable in the scene as far as TV placement. So if you guys haven't heard of him, please check out Anthony. He has a dope channel too as well, especially on Instagram. He has a lot of good information that'll help you as well. So let's check out the homie Noisy Neighbors with this track. Let's get it. August Brooks said, because we got people at work looking at me crazy because my neck was snapping. That shit was crazy. Yeah. Yep. This is really good, Noisy. This is a perfect light drama track. Really good structure here. You have like 15 seconds of silence at the end of this track, so just make sure you cut that out. That way you don't have any silence at the end. But everything is perfect about the track. The structure, the amount of melodies that you have in the drum structure is perfect. And I really like the pluck that you use. Really good for TV placements right here. This track will get eaten up all day. This will get you a lot of placements just from this track alone. I really like this one. Yeah, send it over, bro. That's a dope track. Next up, we got August Rook. I'm glad you're able to send one at work. My man's at work grinding right now. Oh, shit.
Time is ticking so slowly.
I think you sent this one, right?
I'm trapped in this hourglass, caught in the past. No regrets here, but every move that I make makes me feel like I'm on blast. Think that you can ever show me you don't even really know me. Never paid attention.
didn't hear this last week. We did hear this before though.
Just let me out of this. Just let me out of this.
It's a really well produced track. Everything about this, as far as the production, the brass line you got going on, the vocals, the vocal production itself. This is a really good track, and I would submit this out for TV placements as well. It has a really good vibe to it, and it has like a distinct uniqueness to it too as well. Really nice sound quality. I can tell you just been making beats probably for you got a well polished sound. It's a dope track. Yeah, that's a resend. Yeah, that's dope. Your name was Avet Garde on here, right? Or I think I said that wrong, but you changed it back to August Rook on your actual YouTube page. That bass is slapping too. This is really dope. You played this 2 weeks ago, I think. All right, next up we got the homie Phoenix. What's up, Phoenix? Welcome back. You guys have been turning in heat to this week, man.
He's on the beat. We could this shit.
That's hard. That's hard, bro. That's hard. Got Phoenix back with another one. This one already sounds crazy. I remember you said you submit for placements, right, Phoenix? You're looking to get a TV placements. You got the sound for sure. You got Uzi.
Hey, Noble.
Vibes, I feel it. Like Kirby's Island or Kirby or something like that. That's hard too. I think that would be like good for an activity scene. So like something where they're doing something active, like it's, let's say they're cleaning up or something like that, and they have a beat in the background. That's really good for that. Those placements get played for a long time. So that's a dope track as well. You got some hard tracks, bro. Really clean. Noisy said this is a dope platform for us producers. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for saying that. Hopefully you guys find some value for this. Next up we got August Rook with another one, The Bionic Woman. I appreciate that, bro. Hit me up whenever, bro. I gotta help out the Full Sail homies too. The alumni, Full Sail alumni here. I feel like there's a little bit too much going on. I hear that like Middle Eastern melody that you have in the background on top of the guitar, on top of the vocal, and then now you're introducing a new one that gives a little bit too much. But now I hear the context of your tracks as far as you saying it's experimental, and I think that it would fit. You would have to put it in specific type of scenes though, because that ethnic like vocal that it has going on it really gives it a specific context of the sound, right? So it would fit for a specific scene. So let's say they're in the Middle East or something, and they're doing like a documentary, and they're like showing the landscapes of them going to the Middle East, and they show the sands and the different like city landscapes and stuff. Let's say like Dubai or something. This is where that would fit in, and that would be classified as world, and doesn't necessarily even need to be sci-fi. It would just need to be something that fits that context. So a show that's describing that part of the world, right? So if you do make these tracks, I want to hear more of your experimental sound, because I feel like this will work. This will definitely work. But one, I would just avoid getting too heavy in that section where everything was coming in. I really like that drum break that you did and brought in those trap drums. It gave it an interesting feel. And I did not expect that at all. I did hear the 808 coming, but I didn't expect it to go to this style. And I think that just cutting back down on the sounds and then giving it a home and just kind of like specifying, like having attention when you make this type of tracks, right? So like if you're making this type of track, you're saying, okay, I hear this track placing for this type of show, so that would work on this type of network. That way you're giving your tracks more of a home, but you can definitely get away with your experimental style. Like I feel like it would fit. It's a dope track. Yeah, he said I would take on one of the sounds too. Yeah. For sure. It's a crazy track for sure. I agree. Those are just some things I hear to it. Next up, we got the homie who knows his neighbor with another one. I tried a scene closer, like a season finale closer. I see this, like this is a perfect example. He came in with an intention. This is his intention. He knew exactly where he wanted to place this, and that's gonna help you a lot. Like every time I have an intention when I'm making my track, it gives it a better context, and it gets it more placeable. Thanks for sending that preset pack too, Nosy. This was dope, Nosy. I would hear this more. It does have a scene closer feel, but scene closers get bigger at the end, so they have like that long drawn out feel at the end. So if it does turn into a scene closer, it needs to be bigger. But I do hear this in an emotional scene, like a emotional reflective. This would be like a more modern version of those MTV shows like True Life and stuff like that have like that reflective feel, where it just feels like there's like a little bit of turmoil going on, or somebody's having like a difficult time. This is the type of track that I see it on, that emotional feel vibe, which almost fits as scene closer, but that's where I see it landing more. But it could fit. Regardless, that track is dope. It would get placed. And then the 808, I don't know if a few of them were out of key. It sounds like it's out of pitch a little bit with the 808. But it's not as noticeable. Like it's not super noticeable. But those are just a couple of notes that I have on that. I think it's a dope track. You should definitely send that in, put that in a pack, and submit that for placements. Next up, we got the homie Chucho. Said he's about to submit one right now, just finishing it. All right, I'm about to end the stream right after that because it is 10:30 or 11:30, and I have to head out. Like I said, T-Pain said do something different, so I did. I like that. I like that mentality too. The TV definitely gives you a lot of room to experiment. You know what? Viceland and Vice is a good network to experiment on. They have a lot of different shows going in a lot of different areas, and Viceland and Vice are very different as far as their type of TV shows. They're not doing the normal like cookie cutter TV show. They're really experimenting and going out and trying different things. So I definitely think that you should try Vice or Viceland type of shows, which I think is on A&E, like it's an A&E network. No problem, Chikara. We want to hear some more tracks, bro. Definitely want to hear something next week. T-Pain's a low-key a fire producer. Definitely facts. T-Pain is still at the top. I feel like he took a long break. I know he got mentally beat up after Jay-Z put out Death of Autotune, but I still think T-Pain's dope. That's why when people sample him, it's still dope. T-Pain's a good artist and producer. We'll get some quick shout outs to everybody who joined the stream or joined the Discord community. I think we got Shiloh, who's like the last person. So Zen Life, Noodle Hoppa, Noodle, Sam Osa, who's turned in a track today, Smooth Baby, who turned in a track today, Ronald the producer, Dilla, Nick Flo, who turned in a track today, Haza, Kemi, Noisy Neighbor, who turned in a track today, Rex, who turned in a track today, Adil. Shout out to everybody who came through and all the new people who are in here. Chucho, I'm gonna have to put yours on hold for next week because I have to go. I appreciate everybody who came through the stream this week. XcL spoke it. He said he's super dope. He changed the culture for sure, man. He did. I love T-Pain, bro. T-Pain's fire. Shout out to everybody. We'll be seeing you guys next week. Feel free to send in whatever type of tracks, how many tracks you want. We'll be back next week with another live stream. I appreciate you guys as always. The tracks this week were fire. Oh, Chucho, you got lucky, man. He just turned in a track right now. I'm going to play Chucho's real quick, and then we're going to head out. This one's called Freeze. He just made it.
Daniel Taylor.
Is it Chucho? Is it Chucho? The buzzer beater. Man, Chucho, if you're not making albums of these and sending them in for placements for TV, or at least duplicating some of these and making the same style and submitting it for TV placements, you're playing yourself, bro. Because you have a high output and high quality, and that's the perfect mix to take over. That's a dope track, too, as well. You're the flute god, the 808 god, because those 808s go crazy, too, as well. Dope track. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys later. Dope music, as always. Peace out, homies.